In this presentation, we will provide information about machinery safety and international standards. Machinery safety is crucial for ensuring safety in workplaces and preventing accidents. This presentation explains the importance of machinery safety standards and how to implement these standards. Standards are documents that define the rules and technical requirements developed to maintain a certain level of quality for products and services. These documents take into account consumer safety, environmental protection, and product quality. In high-risk sectors like the machinery industry, standards and compliance requirements are critical. The harmonized standards of the European Union ensure that these machines meet specific safety and quality requirements. Machines that comply with these standards can move freely in the EU market, hence ensuring worker safety and minimizing environmental risks throughout. Machinery safety standards are categorized into three types, namely A, B, and C, to ensure safe usage of machines. Type A standards cover general design principles and basic safety requirements. For example, standards like EN ISO 12100 are applicable to all machines. Type B standards focus on safety aspects and protective methods. Type B1 standards address issues like safety distances and temperatures, while Type B2 standards concentrate on protective equipment. Lastly, Type C standards are specifically designed for the safety of certain machines or groups of machines. Three machinery safety standards are primarily important. The first is the ISO 12100 standard that covers the general design principles of machinery and risk assessment processes. This is a Type A standard that provides a fundamental framework for machinery safety. Second, there is the ISO 14120 standard that provides general requirements for the design and construction of fixed and movable safeguards. This standard is classified as a Type B standard. Finally, the ISO 13857 standard defines the safety distances needed to prevent access to hazardous areas. This standard is also a Type B standard. Furthermore, two main standards address the safety-related aspects of control systems. The ISO 13849 standard regulates the design and validation processes of control systems. Part 1 of the standard covers general design principles, and Part 2 focuses on validation processes. The IEC 62061 standard is an alternative standard that specifically concentrates on electrical, electronic, and programmable electronic systems. Both standards are B-type standards related to the safety of control systems. ISO 14119 standard is critical for machinery safety. This standard offers important principles for the design and selection of interlock devices. It is a Type B standard aimed at improving machinery safety and ensuring workplace safety. Other standards, covering topics like two-hand control devices, safety distances, machine electrical equipment, and emergency stop systems, also play a significant role in machinery safety. For example, ISO 13850 standard ensures the safe and effective design of emergency stop systems, while ISO 14122 sets the standards for safe access to machinery. First, the operating limits of the machines are defined according to the ISO 12100 standard. These limits describe the conditions under which machines operate safely. Potential risks are assessed systematically, and acceptable risk thresholds are set to reduce these risks to safe levels. To minimize risks, the design of the machines is adjusted using the ISO 13854 and ISO 14120 standards. Finally, users are informed about the remaining risks according to the ISO 11428 and ISO 3864 standards, and warning signs and additional measures that should be present on the machines are defined. The CE mark is an important symbol that indicates the conformity of products sold within the European Union. It shows that the products are designed according to EU standards and are safe. Products with the CE mark can move freely across all EU countries. They must undergo conformity assessment under established directives. EU countries have the authority to take action against products that have not been tested for compliance. As a result, the CE mark facilitates the trade of products that meet health, safety, and environmental protection standards. The CE mark indicates compliance with legal requirements for products manufactured or imported in Europe. Specifically, under the Machinery Directive, manufacturers and importers must adhere to safety standards. The CE mark is not mandatory for machines put into service before joining the EU. However, machines that differ from their original specifications may need to be reassessed. This applies to changes that affect safety and risk profiles. Let's quickly go over the steps to get the CE mark. First, the manufacturer identifies the regulations the product complies with. Then, they review the requirements of each directive and ensure they meet the essential conditions. The conformity assessment process is carried out either through self-declaration or by involving a third party when necessary. A risk analysis is conducted for the product, and necessary precautions are taken. Technical documentation is drafted, and these documents must be kept for 10 years. Finally, a declaration of conformity is issued with the valid CE mark and added to the product. These steps show that the product complies with European legislation. The CE mark added to products is issued by manufacturers following conformity approval by the relevant directives. For low-risk products, the manufacturer conducts its assessment and issues a declaration of conformity, while for high-risk products, certification from notified bodies is required. For example, high-risk machines, such as circular saws and injection molding machines, are subject to these requirements to ensure that they meet safety standards. The CE mark symbolizes that the products are safe and comply with regulations. Thank you for listening. Please contact us for your questions.